Hey, what's up, y'all? Michael Hernandez here of MLH Media and Fight Fan Culture, and it is officially UFC 300 Fight Week, and we got these predictions coming at you from yours truly. First up, we got Jim Miller and Bobby Green going at it in the lightweight division. This has been a matchup in the making for a long time. Bobby Green himself said this has been canceled like 4 times. Jim Miller has been a brawler. He got a killer KO in his last fight. Bobby Green obviously trying to come back off of that KO from another UFC 300 contestant in Jalen Turner. Give me Bobby Green in this one. I really like Bobby Green's movement around the ring. I really think that he's going to dominate kind of the space in that sense. I think Jim Miller, he does have a KO chance. He does always have that knockout power in him, but I do believe Bobby Green is going to be coming back with this one on a vengeance. He kind of referenced it in the press conference. Whenever he has something to fight for, he really goes at it, man. And I really think that this one, he's going to be super motivated to get in there, get a win for UFC 300. Now we're going on to the next one, man. Jessica Andrade and Marina Rodriguez. Marina Rodriguez, she's a killer, man, on the feet. She's really, really good. Jessica Andrade, she has been super active in 2023, trying to look to carry that into 2024. This is a really killer matchup right here. This is probably one of my favorite ones on the prelims because Marina can really throw them hands, and Jessica, as we all know, has been a staple overall. Like, she's been bantamweight, she's been strawweight. I gotta go with Marina on this one though, man. Her hands are looking really, really good in her last couple of fights. Jessica Andrade has seemed to struggle a little bit sometimes when the fight has been solely on the feet. I believe that Jessica Andrade, she does have a path to victory if she can get this one on the ground, man, but I really, really like Marina Rodriguez's chances in this one. Give me Marina Rodriguez by decision. Now we're going to end off the early prelims. We got Jalen Turner and Renato Moicano. Money Moicano, that is my guy. I really like Renato, but I gotta go with Jalen Turner on this one, man. That 7-inch reach advantage he has over Renato, and then he has really seemed to find his groove in the striking department. Even that Dan Hooker fight, you can arguably say he won that fight, and that was a banger of a fight, probably one of the best fights of 2023. He obviously just came off that KO win over Bobby Green. I really like Jalen Turner in this fight. Renato seemed to struggle a little bit against Dober on the feet last time. He was getting touched up with that jab, and I really think that if he allows Jalen to find his pace, it's going to be a long night in there for Money Moicano. Give me Jalen Turner by 2nd or 3rd round TKO. I really like that pick, and I really think that Jalen Turner is going to kind of hop back onto the lightweight contention. We possibly may see a Jalen Turner title run or a kind of contenders run in the 2024 year. I really like Jalen Turner's chances in that lightweight division. Alrighty, now we're moving over to the women's bantamweight division. We got Holly Holm, UFC staple in her time, obviously has faced the who's who of the division. And then we got a newcomer, Kayla Harrison, 16-1, coming over from the PFL, looking to kind of prove herself against Holly Holm. This is probably one of my locked-in picks. I like Kayla Harrison by decision for this one. I just believe that grappling is going to come in clutch. Like, I mean, it just seems that Holly has seemed to struggle against grapplers in the past now, especially that she's kind of getting a little bit up there in age. Obviously, it would be a crazy moment if we seen kind of what we seen before with Holly Holm knocking out another judoka in Ronda Rousey, but I like Kayla Harrison's chances in this one. Give me Kayla Harrison by decision. That's going to be my final pick for that one. Now we're moving over to the featherweight division. We got a former champion in Aljamain Sterling. He's looking to make his debut at the 145 spot, 23-4 in his very, very illustrious bantamweight career. And now we're moving over to his new opponent, Calvin Kattar, 23-7. Obviously has done a whole lot of work in that featherweight division. He's faced Max Holloway for that title shot and has obviously showed that he can defend the takedown. So I feel like this is one of the better matched up fights of the night, because you obviously got Aljamain, a wrestling machine, somebody that has been known to take down everybody's face. Then you got Calvin Kattar, man. Calvin Kattar obviously is known to like to keep it on the feet. I really, really like Calvin Kattar in this fight. I feel like he is a dark horse. I think a lot of people are really sleeping on him for this one. He has done well against wrestlers in the past, and when he does get taken down, he has done a really good job at getting it back to his position and getting it back to on the feet. I like Calvin Kattar in this one, man. Even if it does go the full 3 rounds, I think Calvin Kattar can get this one done. Aljamain, he's going up in weight, and I feel like a lot of people may be kind of forgetting that. Even though Aljamain is a big bantamweight, he is not the biggest in the featherweight division. Give me Kattar by decision. Now we move over to our last matchup of the prelims. We got Alexander Rakic and Yuri Prochazka. Alexander Rakic coming off of that layoff after his injury in that matchup with Jan Blachowicz. And then you also got Yuri Prochazka coming off of the loss from Alex Pereira in the UFC 292. Man, this is an absolute banger matchup. You got Yuri, who obviously has the KO power, and Alexander Rakic, who's been a rising contender since his time in the light heavyweight division. Give me Alexander Rakic here, though. I love Yuri. Yuri is a very, very exciting fighter. Do not get me wrong, but Yuri has struggled in fights when it came to pacing. When Yuri is hot in a fight, he is able to take control and dominate. But as you have seen in his previous matchups, even in that Dominic Reyes win for Yuri, I believe that Dom was winning that fight all up until that point, and then that elbow came and obviously it was all over. So you got that Yuri, you got that power that Yuri does have, but at the end of the day, give me Alexander Rakic by decision or by third round sub. Who knows? We could see Yuri get subbed in this one. Alrighty, now we are moving over to the main card. A fight that a lot of people have controversially said should not be on the main card. The 5-0 Bo Nickel in the middleweight division looking to take on Cody Brundage, another wrestler. This is going to be my controversial pick. I got Cody Brundage. I feel like he is going to pull off the upset that no one is expecting. I think that it's a wrestler-on-wrestler matchup, and he has the defensive capabilities to be able to stop the likes of a Bo Nickel. And I'm not saying that Bo Nickel is not a sensational wrestler. He's obviously one of the best NCAA wrestlers that we have seen in the past probably decade. But you got to think about it like this. Cody Brundage has done a lot of MMA training over the years. This has been his main kind of forte. And when you're mixing in all the arts and when you're barely coming into things, Bo Nickel is a very fresh fighter. And I think they both discussed it at length that obviously, Cody would have liked to face him a little bit earlier in his MMA career, but Bo himself acknowledged he's still very fresh. So in that, I think we're going to see Cody. I think Bo, you're going to get a burst out of him in that first round, and a lot of people possibly may think he ends up taking it, but I think Brundage gets this one done by a split decision or by UD. I think it will go the full 3 rounds, though. I do not think that Nickel gets a finish in this one, but it is MMA. Anything can always happen. Move over to the lightweight division. We got Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan, #1 contender fight right here, man. This one, it has a lot of ties in. Obviously, Arman Tsarukyan fought Islam Makhachev very early on in his MMA career, lost a very, very close decision. And then you have Charles Oliveira just coming off of the win from Beneil Dariush, was originally supposed to face Islam Makhachev in a rematch for his title over there in Australia, but obviously that's when the whole Alexander Volkanovski trial came into things, and now we are sitting here in 2024, Arman Tsarukyan going out there 21-3, putting his record on the line against a very dangerous finisher in Charles Oliveira. I like Arman Tsarukyan in this fight. I love Charles. I'm a huge Charles fan. I think Charles could get it done. Give me Arman Tsarukyan. I really like Arman Tsarukyan's chances in this fight. He has really, really underrated stand-up ability. Give me a second round TKO. I really like Arman's chances in this fight, and I think we'll possibly be seeing that Arman versus Islam 2 matchup coming here in the future. But we move on to another fight in the lightweight division. My fight of the night, my fight that I'm most excited for personally, Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje going at it in the lightweight division. Max Holloway's second matchup in the lightweight division, obviously being 0-1 after that loss to Dustin Poirier. But then you got Justin Gaethje coming in here, fresh off the win against Poirier. So I think a lot of people may be kind of shadowing Max out. I love Justin Gaethje. That's probably one of my favorite fighters in the UFC right now. Always puts on a show no matter what. His striking is unbelievable. And obviously he has shown what the power in those legs can do to a lot of guys. I'm really intrigued on this matchup. This has been one of the hardest matchups for me to choose. Give me Justin Gaethje. I really like Justin Gaethje's chances in this fight. I think he's really found his stride in the sense when it comes to being able to truly mix everything in. Early on in his career, he was really just only liking to keep it up on the feet. And now I think he's a little bit more open to being able to transition and to go to both sides of the MMA world. I don't think that he's going to be doing a lot of that in this fight against Max Holloway, but I think that does help, especially when it comes to being able to pace out your opponent and being able to figure him out a little bit. And I think Max is going to give him a little bit of trouble, but I see this one going to Justin Gaethje on a split decision. I think this is probably going to be, if not the fight of the night, one of the best fights that we are possibly going to see in the 2024 calendar year. Now we move over to the co-main event. Yan Yaonan versus Zhang Weili. Wow, the matchup of China's finest over here in UFC 300. Oh, man, this is such a fun matchup for any of the women's MMA fans, any MMA fans in general. I really like Zhang Weili in this fight. But Yan Yaonan, man, I feel a upset coming. I feel like she has the striking capabilities that has been shown in a lot of her fights. She has beat a lot of people with her ability to be able to go to the ground and be able to kind of mix it up as well, beating a very, very game Mackenzie Dern in their main event matchup, and then also taking out Jessica Andrade with the knockout that ended up catapulting her to this title shot. I really like Yan Yaonan in this fight. I think that she has the capability of getting the title win over Zhang Weili. I think that she has the striking to be able to compete with Zhang on the feet, and that has been a problem that a lot of girls have faced with Zhang in her fights, is that she has some power in those hands. Joanna Jędrzejczyk has obviously seen that a little bit, but I think Yan Yaonan is very game to compete with her on the feet. I also think if it does go to the ground, it will not be a boring matchup as well. Both these ladies are very, very contentious in their ground game. I like Yan Yaonan though. I think that she gets it done. I see Yan getting it done in the fourth. I don't see this one going to a decision. I see her taking this one and becoming the new UFC strawweight champion. We now go over to our main event for UFC 300. We got Jamal Hill and Alex Pereira. Wow, this matchup has fireworks written all over it. Sweet dreams, Jamal Hill, and Poetan, Stone Hands, Alex Pereira. Both of these men coming into this fight obviously wanting a KO. I'm going to surprise everyone here. I got Jamal Hill. I've been watching a lot of Jamal Hill's fights back, and I really think he has the capability to get this one done. I love Alex Pereira. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch, but he keeps his hands down a lot during his fights, and I think that it's going to be a lot more similar to that Izzy situation that we seen back when Izzy was able to defeat Alex via TK or via KO. I think Jamal Hill gets it done. I think Jamal Hill gets it done. I think he gets it done via TKO or via KO in the second or third round. I see this one going up on the feet a little bit similar to that Yuri fight a little bit for Alex, where both of them are duking it out. They're both going to get their licks on each other. But I think Jamal he really has that power that could put somebody out, especially if he's able to touch him. Johnny Walker has seen it. A lot of these guys have seen the power that Jamal Hill has possessed in those hands. I think a lot of people are possibly countering him out, especially with all the videos that have came out with Alex's power. And don't get me wrong, Alex definitely does have the potential to end this one, but Jamal has shown his ability to withstand and to go into the fire, and I think that he gets it done over for UFC 300 and becomes the overall undisputed light heavyweight champion. This is Michael Hernandez of MLH Media and Fight Fan Culture. We're going to be signing out over here at the MLH Media headquarters, and we'll be seeing you guys at UFC 300.